This is Global Football Roundup and Live Football Niger. My name is Babalola Damu. You call me Damu. You call me Damu Crazy. You call me Damu Deo. All right, thank you for joining us on the Global Football Roundup for today, 13th of June 2025. A whole lot is happening in the world of soccer, football. Of course, the club World Cup is coming, starting from Sunday. A whole lot of matches. Of course, it's going to start with Inter Miami. The Inter Miami match will be coming first, and right there, of course, in the United States. And then, of course, in the evening, we have the big one for the day. The big one for the day, that is PSG, the European champions versus Atletico Madrid. PSG versus Atletico Madrid later in the day. So we'll be talking about the Club World Cup. We'll be talking about, of course, you also understand in the world of football. Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank has been appointed by Tottenham as their new coach until 2028. That is a 3-year contract given to Thomas Frank right there. So if you are coming in, thank you for joining up. Thank you for joining up. Thank you for joining up. Thank you so much. So that's Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank has signed for Tottenham. So that's this for 3 years. And then, of course, now Kevin De Bruyne, of course, that Manchester City legend, Kevin De Bruyne has signed for Napoli. Now, if you're following, if you're not following us, to follow us, you need to follow us right here. You need to follow us also on our various, on Facebook. We're here on the YouTube as well. So Kevin De Bruyne, 2 years, of course, has also been unveiled by Napoli. Also, Matheus Cunha has been unveiled by Manchester United. Matheus Cunha by Manchester United. Also, you have Opta has also rated. Okay, let's just for a moment let's leave the Club World Cup. We are going to come back to the Club World Cup. Also remember that what said Trent Alexander-Arnold has been unveiled by Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been unveiled by Real Madrid. So a lot. Also in the world of football, you have Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané has joined Galatasaray. But even at that, a statement by Bayern Munich said before his move to Galatasaray, Leroy Sané will be in action at the Club World Cup until June 30th. Of course, the Club World Cup ends. On July the 13th. But of course, maybe because the contract of Leroy Sané runs till June 30, so Leroy Sané will definitely be in action for Bayern till June the 30th. And then, of course, at Man City as well, Manchester City, you have they have four new signings in the person of Ryan Aït-Nouri. That's the Algerian who played for Wolves. Then you have Tijani Reijnders, the man named after Nigeria's Mohamed Tijani, who played for Ajax that year. And then you also have Ryan Cherki, and then you have Marcos Bettinelli, who is, of course, released by Chelsea. That's Marcos Bettinelli. So Leroy Sané has landed right there at Galatasaray, and of course he has also joined up. He has also joined up with his teammates, at in the United States of America. So a whole lot happening in the world of football. Keep your comments coming in. If you want to comment, keep your comments coming in. It's a lovely one out there. Yeah. Okay. Now we just have 15 minutes to do this. Also, just today, in case you're not following the world of football, just today, we have Paul Pogba has received 2-year contract proposal from AS Monaco. That's Paul Pogba. Remember, Paul Pogba was suspended in September 2023 for a period of 4 years. But of course, he approached the Court of Arbitration for Sports. That's Paul Pogba, and then the sentence was reduced to 18 months. That's Paul Pogba was his sentence was reduced to 18 months. What that means from March of this year, that is from March of this year, he has been free to play football again. That's Paul Pogba. And then fortunately, somehow for him, somehow also for him, that's Paul Pogba. He has been training with AS Monaco, and now AS Monaco has given him the lifeline. There's a lifeline to play football again. AS Monaco, and they are giving a proposal of 2 years. That is Paul Pogba. A proposal of 2 years has been given to Paul Pogba. Of course, that year, that's in 2023 December, his contract was mutually terminated with Juventus. So Paul Pogba has the opportunity to play football again. So that is it for Paul Pogba. Also, AS Monaco also wants Ansu Fati of Barcelona. They want to sign him. Let's see how that develops in the coming days. And then, of course, the freshest one is that Nico Williams. Nico Williams had his agents had a meeting. That's the agents of Nico Williams of Athletic Club. Had a meeting with Barcelona on the request of the player. The club wanted Nico Williams to take the first step this summer because he was the one that actually rejected them last summer. We are still going to come to that briefly. He was the one that rejected Barcelona last summer. He wanted to remain there at Athletic Club for another 1 year. Hear what he said. Last year. Barcelona wanted to sign Nico Williams in September of 2024. He was Barcelona's major target. That is in September 2024. They wanted to go all out for him, according to Deco. But in his words, this is what Nico Williams said. He said, once I landed in Bilbao, that's after the vacation, he said, I had a chat with my parents and my brother, that is Inaki Williams, that they played together at Athletic Club. He said, I had a chat with my parents and my brother, and there I decided that the best thing was to stay here, that is at Athletic Club, for one more year. Although we communicated it to the club, that is Athletic Club, and everyone was very happy. He has been very helpful to the club for to play in the Champions League again. This 2025-26 season, but he has made that step. To Barcelona. Of course, Nico Williams also just understand also that Bayern Munich is the primary target for Nico Williams is the primary target for Bayern Munich. They are really interested in signing Nico Williams as per the departure of Leroy Sané to Galatasaray. So they are really interested in someone who is very good on the wings. So that is why Bayern Munich is also interested in Nico Williams. And also, he has also made a step. He has this evening, he has made the request, to Barcelona that is also interested in them. So this is about 2 clubs that are interested in the signature of Nico Williams. So let's watch how the story unfolds in the coming days. So that is Nico Williams, of course. His friend, that is Lamine Yamal, made a post on Instagram. So excited about the news that Nico Williams made a request to meet with Barcelona, whether it is the Barcelona board. That is it. And also this is the last one before we come back to the other ones. James Milner has just signed just signed a 1-year contract extension at Brighton. Of course, James Milner is one of those agent of days right in the Premier League. So on that note, we are going to give you the top 10 players with the most appearance in the Premier League. Or of course, James Milner is among those top 10. Of course, the player with the highest appearance in the EPL, you have Gareth Barry. Gareth Barry, that man that played at Aston Villa, Manchester City, Everton, and West Brom. That is Gareth Barry that year. All right, so Gareth Barry has 653 appearances in the EPL. Now, following closely behind is James Milner with 638 appearances. With 638 appearances, that's James Milner. That means about just 15 more appearances to beat Gareth Barry. And then you also have in third, you have James Milner has 638 appearances. Ryan Giggs has 632 appearances before his retirement at Manchester United. You also have in fourth position, you have Frank Lampard of Chelsea having 609 appearances. Of course, in the later stages, he made some appearances for Manchester City. That's Frank Lampard. And then, of course, number 5, you have David James with 572 appearances. You have Gary Speed with 535 appearances. You have in number 7, you have Emily Heskey with 516 appearances. You have in number 8, you have Max Schwarzer in 514 appearances. You have the Liverpool man in number 9, Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher with 508 appearances. And then, of course, the top 10, concluding on number 10, Phil Neville with 505 appearances. So those are the top 10 appearances in the EPL. Of course, James Milner has another 1 year to beat Gareth Barry to being the man with the highest number of appearances in the EPL. So, we'll round up with this. The teams, according to Opta, the top teams' chances of winning the Club World Cup, according to Opta. Opta is saying that PSG has a 19% chances of winning it. And then, of course, followed by Manchester City with 18% chances, followed by Bayern Munich with 13% chances, and then followed by Inter Milan with 12% chances, and then Real Madrid in number 5 there with 10% chances, and then after Real Madrid, you have Chelsea with 8% chances. After Chelsea, you have Borussia Dortmund. I'm saying, Borussia Dortmund with 5% chances, and then after Dortmund, in number 8, you have Atletico Madrid with 5% chances also. And then you have Juventus with 4% chances. And then lastly, you have what is this? With 3% chances of winning the Club World Cup. So that is what Opta is saying. That is what Opta is saying, that these are the people that have the chances of winning the Club World Cup. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I think it's Inter Miami with 3%. You don't think you don't know if they really got a chance there. But don't forget the Club World Cup starts. The Club World Cup starts on Sunday, and then we'll be here on Sunday to cover the match between PSG and Atletico Madrid. I hope to see you there. By 7 p.m. I think 7 p.m. is the time on Sunday. The match between PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and Atletico Madrid. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you on Sunday. Of course, we're on Facebook. We are on YouTube. So at the moment, so this is where we are. Hope to see you on Sunday. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, who they check? 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 Is the world of football? Is the world of soccer? Is the world of football? Is the world of soccer? That's the way it's going.